For the most part, everything is moving pretty smoothly. See a stall 70 eastbound, the on-ramp from Minnesota Avenue. You'll tap your brakes through there, especially on 70. I'm bound with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
And your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
Rob, I go out of town for a couple of days. I come back, and I realize that nothing has changed. Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. We have so much to get into in today's show. Let's just dive right into it. You already know to go support our friends over at the other place. Rob, the first take of the day, the first take of the week. You know the Chiefs are bringing back Tyreek Hill, right? Come on now. You guys see what they're doing and how they're building it up. Last week, it was the tweet from Chris Jones. It's time with the little clock emoji. Fast forward over the weekend, we get the story for our dear friend Nate Taylor of ESPN, who covers the Chiefs as well as anybody. He writes a story. The headline on ESPN.com is why a reunion makes sense for the Chiefs and Tyreek Hill. The first sentence of the story, the flirtation between Tyreek Hill and the Kansas City Chiefs did not take long. The story then also goes on and says, while it is uncertain if Tyreek Hill will be available for the season opener, the Kansas City Chiefs are expected to monitor the progress of his recovery and training, according to league sources. If the Chiefs were not interested in Tyreek Hill, they could very easily nip this in the bud. They don't have to come out and publicly say it. I don't expect Andy Reid to stand up in Indianapolis and say, we have no interest in Tyreek Hill. I don't have any reason to think that Brett Veach would do something like this. But who do you think Nate heard this from? Where do you think this information came from? It came from the Chiefs. I know you guys see the play that I'm seeing. Now, Rob, you said this last week, and I'm starting to agree with you. I don't believe that this is the Chiefs' day one move. I don't think this is the Chiefs taking the big swing, and this is going to be their, hey, we're getting the band back together move. I don't think that Tyreek Hill is going to sign with anybody on the first day of free agency. But I think we can already go ahead and see into the crystal ball. Tyreek is going to be available all through free agency. He's going to be available after the NFL draft. He's going to be available for most of the summer as teams like Kansas City continue to monitor his progress and recovery. We are one day going to wake up and we're going to get a report that Tyreek Hill is ready to play football. And then we're going to get the second tweet, the follow-up tweet, the additional information that he is coming back to the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm only saying this because I want you to prepare for it. I want you to be ready for it. I want you to have your takes in order because this is the most obvious offseason move, I think, for the Kansas City Chiefs. If the Chiefs wanted to get out in front of this, they could, through back channels, through Nate Taylor, through Tom Pelissero, through Adam Schefter, through Ian Rappaport, they could very easily pour water on this fire of the Chiefs for now have no interest in Tyreek Hill. And they could give some because of this, sources say, league sources. Rob, are you with me on this? I mean, there's another thing that is very obvious to spot too, but thing number one, first take of the week as we are kicking this thing off as the combine gets going today in Indianapolis, it is very obvious that Tyreek Hill is coming back. For those of you that gamble, from a gambling perspective, the Chiefs are minus 250 favorites. I believe that Tyreek is going to play this season in the National Football League. I feel very, very strongly, Rob, that he is going to be doing that as a member of the Kansas City Chiefs, that this is going to be their Juju Smith-Schuster flyer this year. I think they're going to go find a Hollywood Brown type. They're going to get a more established veteran, one that you are 100% certain is going to play the first week of the season. But their roll the dice 1 year boomer bust pick, I think it's trending to be Tyreek Hill this year.
Do you think that means the Chiefs are adding 3 wide receivers this offseason? Because I agree that it does feel like it is pushing in the direction of, it feels like Tyreek Hill is going to be one of the moves. But if you say Tyreek Hill is their Juju and they still have a Hollywood Brown on deck for the analogy, do you think they're going to add a draft pick type too? Because if it's Tyreek is your Juju Smith-Schuster type of move, they sign a Hollywood Brown type, and then they go forward, I don't know that receiver room is still good enough considering we don't know the situation with Tyreek Hill. So what you're laying out to me sounds like 3 wide receivers, whether it be a third free agent or a draft pick, are coming to the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver room sometime this offseason. That sounds like Tyreek Hill is a shot in the dark, catch lightning in a bottle type of move, not a, oh man, we found our guy type of move.
I do think they're going to take another move. Now, could it be another veteran? I don't think they get Tyreek Hill and get Mike Evans. I don't think they make that kind of move. But could they get Tyreek Hill? Let's say they spend a second-round pick on a wide receiver. Maybe they go get another established veteran on a very cheap 1 year, $2 million deal. There's an expectation that Jalen Royals could develop this season. There is not a suspension coming for Rashee Rice. Like, you can see the pathway to this wide receiver room being viable. If Xavier Worthy is going to be healthy day one, if you're going to have Rashee Rice there from day one, Tyreek Hill is going to be there at some point. Let's say you spend the 40th overall pick on a wide receiver this season. You go get another veteran. That's another boom or bust type guy. I don't think there's a chance for them to have one of the better wide receiver rooms in the National Football League, but I think there's a pathway to their wide receiver room being viable, especially if you add a Travis Etienne type that can catch the ball out of the backfield and maybe he can give you 500, 600 yards receiving this season. There's a pathway to them having a decent pass catching option.
So I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I'm telling you right now, if it's, hey, we think that we're going to have Rashee Rice for 17 games. Hey, we're going to have a healthy and viable Xavier Worthy. Hey, Tyreek Hill's back in the fold, and that we feel like if everything goes great, we're going to be in a good spot. I mean, that sentence alone had 3 things that I don't think are going to happen or don't think are going to go great. I mean, Nate Taylor's story says, hey, the Chiefs don't know if Tyreek Hill will be ready for week 1. Nate Taylor was on Fesco and Dusty last week saying that he expects Rashee Rice to get suspended. So if this is, part A and B of their move is healthy wide receiver 1, bring Tyreek Hill back, that's now we got something cooking plus Worthy. I would tell you early going, not great, because those 2 things seem unlikely to be ready to go for week 1 in the NFL. And now you're doing the same thing you were doing last year, chasing injuries and suspensions and trying to piece it together over a 17-game season.
We'll get back to the Chiefs coming up in just a bit. Appreciate you guys listening to Drive. We'll get to the hits. We'll reset things coming up at the top of the hour. Now, if you guys will allow me just to speak on this for just a little bit. Now, I know there's always a lot of frustration. There's always a lot of mind your own business when it comes to me giving you my KU commentary, and I understand it. But I have sat here for the last month, and every KU guest that we have had on the show keeps trying to tell us that everything is good behind the scenes with Kansas, that no one is really that worried about Darren Peterson, that the conversation around Darren Peterson has no effect on the rest of the roster. Everybody loves Darren Peterson. They're just one big happy family that they've learned to play without Darren Peterson. Everybody's good. And you know what? I was listening to that for a while. It made a lot of sense to me for a while. I'm sitting there watching them, and I'm like, wait, if one of my teammates was kind of the center of attention, and when we turn on First Take, the number one story is how he doesn't want to play on this team, I don't know. I would start to feel some kind of way about it. I love Matt Tate. Nah, that's not how it is, man. Okay, all right. Michael Swain on the show. It's not how it is. Okay, all right. If you guys say so, you guys cover the team. You're there every day. You guys know more than I do about it. You cannot tell me after watching them take the worst home loss of Bill Self's career, you cannot tell me that it has a 0 effect on the rest of the roster. They got pummeled by Cincinnati. That is not a good basketball team. They're 13-12. They are the most average basketball team that you could quite possibly have. They went into the field house and beat them by 15. Come on now. I know it sounds good, and I know we want to make it seem like this has no effect on Trey White. This has no effect on Melvin Council, that everybody just loves Darren. Everything is good. You cannot explain to me how after another game in which he asked out and the number one story, everybody was talking about it this past week. You could not turn on your favorite basketball podcast, your favorite sports talk show, local, nationally. Everybody had an opinion about what Darren Peterson did in the Oklahoma State game. They then come back to the Cincinnati game and just downright get the beats. Nobody walks into Kansas and does that. Not a single living soul can say they went in there and just smoked Kansas. Cincinnati did that. Not Iowa State, not Arizona, not Duke, not Cincinnati walked in there. Text line 913-586-7965. I will not listen to it. We will have another guest on, and they will repeat the exact same thing. Oh, everybody's fine. Everybody loves Darren. He wants to. Okay, all right. You keep telling me that, and I'm watching them get pounded out by Cincinnati at the crib, withered down the stretch. We know how this Kansas basketball season is ending. Rob knows. He doesn't. I get it. You're a fan. You're an alum. You're a donor. This Kansas basketball season ends with Darren Peterson shooting 7 for 19 from the floor, looking very lethargic, looking like he doesn't want to be there, and Kansas loses to a team that they probably would have beat if Darren Peterson wasn't on the court. You guys know what I'm saying is true. I've watched too much of this basketball season. We've seen almost 30 Kansas basketball games. Tonight's their 28th game. You know how this story ends with Kansas, but they got Big Monday today. I'm sure they'll win. They're at home. The crowd will be back into it. Bill will yell at them a little bit. You know, they'll come out, they'll play, and you'll convince yourself, oh, man, they got it. Okay, I mean, back-to-back Saturdays. He didn't play in the Arizona game. That was the topic. They got pounded by Iowa State. Fast forward, the exact same thing happened against Oklahoma State. They then got smoked by Cincinnati. I feel like the information is right there. I don't know how everybody is not seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll reset everything. Mike Dana has been released from the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are flirting with Tyreek Hill. Floyd Mayweather is coming back for God knows whatever reason that could possibly be. And Kansas has another big game at home on Big Monday. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5, The Fan.
We've got a crash now, Olathe, the 35 northbound just before 119th. It is the right lane blocked. Let's see, a stall 435 northbound at Shawnee Mission Parkway. Scoot to the left through here. This is blocking part of the right lane. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the year of the horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Celebrate the Lunar New Year with flavor that runs wild at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mac Maury, and I wanted to let you know that I've started a new social media series called Mac's Minute. Real original, right? It gets released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on our station's Instagram and Twitter accounts, plus YouTube Shorts. I'll give you my best take in 60 seconds on the biggest stories in sports and Kansas City. Make sure to follow on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube. Watch Mac's Minute every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on our social media platforms. This is Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern. It's February. You know what time it is. Spring training meant Royals baseball is back on 96.5 The Fan. I'll be down in Arizona with the boys in blue, joining all 3 shows throughout the week. I'll have my hot stove show every Thursday night at 6 o'clock. And if you can't be there and surprise with me, I'll post videos on 96.5 The Fan's social media accounts, so you don't even need to leave the couch to watch your favorite players in action. This is your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Look out for Mac's Minute on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. Thank you so much for listening. It is The Drive. You were listening to the show on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. Rob, I want to get your thoughts, at least when it comes to Darren Peterson. I do want to look forward. They got a really, really big week. They got Houston at home coming up in 3 hours. They go on the road to maybe play the best team in college basketball on the road on Saturday to play Arizona. Now, their last two games, Arizona State and Kansas State, I don't really know what we need to say about those two games. Those are two games that Kansas should win, but this is a big week. These are two teams that are better than Kansas, in my opinion, but one of those games is at home against a Houston team that is coming off a loss to Arizona, so they're certainly going to be hungry to come in to Allen today as well. They're a small favorite in this game. Last time I looked, Houston was a 1.5 point favorite. I would just take Kansas on the money line. That seems to be the correct thing to do. I can't remember. Maybe it was last year. My memory escapes me. When's the last time Kansas lost back-to-back home games? That never happens under Bill Self.
I actually believe that has never happened under Bill Self.
I know last year they lost 3 home games. I just couldn't remember if any of them were back-to-back. Yeah, I just couldn't remember. Or not. They never lose back-to-back games. That is the right side. I think the crowd will be into it. Bill will just get them to play with more energy than they usually do. But this Kansas team has been rolling for the most part. I mean, they've been on fire, I would say. It is not a shock to me that after the Arizona game, the game in which Darren Peterson asked out, they didn't have the Iowa State game. They got beat by 20 against Iowa State. He comes back against Oklahoma State. There is another controversy circled around Darren Peterson. The next game against Cincinnati, they get beat by 20 at the crib. Those are just not coincidences to me that after there is another Darren Peterson conversation and everybody is talking about it, Kansas goes out there and lays an egg in back-to-back scenarios. I'm really intrigued to see how Kansas responds today in their matchup against Houston. Are they able to shut out the noise around Darren Peterson? Are they able to get a really big win at home? They've done a good job of that so far. They beat BYU at home. They beat Arizona at home. They've gotten the big ones at home so far this year. There's one left. They got Houston coming up later tonight.
I'm not trying to, excuse away the Cincinnati loss. It is terrible. You can argue it was the worst loss in Bill Self's history.
I don't think it's an argument. The only one I think is even close is they lost to TCU on the road. I think that was Wiggins' year. Mm-hmm. They lost to TCU on the road. But this is by far the worst home loss that they've had in 20 years at the University of Kansas.
I mean, there was like a Richmond team that came in and got them, but I think that Richmond team made the turn. That was the absolute worst KU has been under Bill Self at home. And I'm not excusing it away. But you said it there perfectly. They have a huge week. They have Houston, and then they have Arizona. Those are the two biggest games in college basketball this week. We had a great day on Saturday for college basketball, and now Kansas will be the marquee event for college basketball this week. You can wash away all the negative, all the story, all the energy if you go 2-0 and Darren is playing. I also think, speaking of not a coincidence, I don't think it's a coincidence that Meyer Metcalf's piece came out this morning that was like, yeah, Darren's like, I love basketball. I'm competitive. I wanted to play in every game. I'm just hurt. It is what it is. It's the first time Darren's done any long-form interview since basically prolific prep. I don't think that's a coincidence either. So let's see if that changes
I don't think
things.
that hits the way it needs to because he didn't do it on camera.
I actually think if they had won, it hit a lot different. I think the loss is what makes people feel the way. If they had beaten Cincinnati the way they should have, they were a 10.5 point spread. Let's say they beat them 80-70. KU fans would be like, oh, Darren's our guy. He's in our corner. We're in his corner. We got a massive matchup. The Big 12 is still within reason. I think it doesn't hit people's ear right because it's the 2 days after. Hey, where were you? You played bad and you've been MIA all season.
Darren has gotten bad advice this entire time. I also don't think that Kansas as a university, Bill as a communicator has handled this well. I will continue to say it. I don't know why Darren Peterson does not go on camera and do an interview. Some of this is damage control. Some of this is PR. Bill can't tell us how much Darren loves the game of basketball. Myron Metcalf cannot tell us how much Darren loves the game of basketball. He needs to tell us that. He needs the press conference moment. He needs the sit-down conversation going on, the pivot, going on, I am athlete. He needs to sit down and do an interview. You're a pro. I would put this fire out if you were him. Now, some of it is your play, and Bill said that on Saturday. Hey, the only thing that will stop the Darren Peterson conversation is going out and balling and putting up big numbers. Another thing is Darren Peterson and a 30-second clip that goes viral that can be shared. I love basketball. This is what I have been dealing with. I'm doing everything in my power to try to help Kansas win a national championship. I don't know why that is not the message that is being spread at Kansas, but I try to leave Kansas business to the University of Kansas. All right, Rob, let's shout out Baker University, and we'll get to hit number 1. We got running back news in the NFL.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
Kansas Stars Hits are brought to you by Baker University. Make your next era orange at Baker University, the first university in Kansas, and ranked number 1 in return on investment on private universities in the state. Baker University, forever in our orange era.
All right. You told me that you were open to the Chiefs getting Travis Etienne. That's what you told me not that long ago.
A week ago, based on the Athletics projections. I would be very interested in Travis Etienne.
So there is a story. I think Pete, shout out to Pete Sweeney. I think Pete's the one that has it. That Etienne wants to come to Kansas City, which makes sense in the world. He went on the internet, saw the depth chart. He went on Madden, saw the overalls of everybody and said, I am a definite upgrade. They could use me. That's a great offense. I can catch the ball. I'm quick. I'm a home run hitter. I'll get 200 touches in the Kansas City's offense. I get to play with Mahomes. I get to eat the Pop-Tarts from Taylor Swift. I get to hang out with Patrick and Travis. They'll give me an unlimited supply of 1587. Sign me up to go to Kansas City. Well, he's not coming for free. We saw Javonte Williams this weekend. He signed a 3-year, $24 million deal that guarantees him $16 million. Now, Rob, I know that you hate to pay running backs. Tomorrow, if Etienne says, I'll come to Kansas City for this deal, 3 for $24, $16 million guaranteed, I would do this deal. I think the text line would do this deal, 913-586-7965. I think everybody is in favor of doing this deal, except you. You're the only person that I think would have a problem with the Chiefs paying this much money to a running back. We know you. You like to go bargain basement. You need a good 1 year, $2 million with incentives. It could be $5 million. Would you be interested in signing Travis Etienne to this deal? 3 for $24, $16 million guaranteed.
I actually would like that deal a lot. Especially
oh, my goodness.
Especially considering, and I'm pulling up the thing right here, it was last week, 5 days ago, the Athletic posted a piece with their projections. And you'll remember, I said at the time, I'd be fine with this deal. The Athletic said Travis Etienne's going to make 3 for $37.5. And I said, cool. Sign me up for that. I would be pro that move.
I think this is a fair contract for him, 3 for $24 for $16 million. I'm not sure if he's a better running back than Javonte Williams is. I certainly don't know if I don't know if Javonte is worth 24 and Etienne is worth $37 million. I don't know if there's that big of a difference.
I agree. So I would 100%. Now, I would not make it the singular move. I would have Etienne, now maybe not a day 2 pick anymore. I would still add a pick on top of it. If I'm going to pay $25 million, I'm probably not drafting Emmett Johnson anymore. But if you're telling me day 1 the Chiefs sign Etienne for a contract that will probably end up being cheaper than Breece Hall if he hits true free agency, then yes, I would be a fan of that move. That's totally normal running back money for me. That's not breaking the bank. That gives you money to go still sign an edge rusher. Yes, sign me up for that deal with Travis Etienne.
I'm looking now at their stats and comparing them side by side. I think Travis is going to cost a little bit more than Javonte has. He has run for 1,000 yards in 3 of the last 4 seasons. He has had over 225 carries in 3 of the last 4 seasons. He's been a pretty durable, pretty productive back. Can't really say that about Javonte Williams. He was disappointing, I would say, with the Broncos for the most part. He then went to the Cowboys and put together a pretty good season. He had 252 carries, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns this past season. So he's only really had 1 big season. Etienne's had a couple of good seasons. He certainly hasn't had a great season. He's not an all-pro back. I don't even think he's a Pro Bowl caliber back. Etienne, I think, has proven he is a good, capable running back. I'm just happy we found somebody that you would pay. That's really the point of hit number 1. I'm happy that we have found a running back that you think is worthy of a decent contract. You're not willing to break the bank. Nobody's expecting you. You can't change overnight. But the fact that there is a veteran that you'd be willing to commit multiple years to and $16 to $20 million guaranteed for a deal, that's progress. Maybe I've broken you down, and now you see the value of having balance and having a capable run game. Maybe all of this is working.
You know what the main reason I like it is? It saves money, and you can go get an edge rusher, which is going to be a more premium and more expensive position to go get. You're going to have to pinch pennies somewhere because edge rusher, which we have had people in the show saying that they would be interested in the veteran edge rusher market. They would keep their eyes on edge rusher. The Chiefs understand that even a 1-year prove-it deal at edge rusher looks like a Minahu's deal, and it's not free out there. So if I can save the difference between Breece Hall to Travis Etienne and turn around and use that money on Joey Bosa, that's a win by the Chiefs. Etienne is a good 3 for 24 player. I don't know you get him at 3 for 24, but if that's the deal, sign me up.
Okay, I just wanted to know. Someone on the text line says Etienne's contract would be almost like Breece. He couldn't even keep a starting job with Jacksonville. Not true. I don't know where this is coming from. He's been their number one back aside from the one season he was a little bit banged up. I mean, this past year, 260 carries, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, didn't fumble the football this year. They had a clear number one running back. Now, that Tootin kid, he had like 85 carries this year for 300 yards. He was fine, kind of more of a short yardage guy. But, Etienne, I think, is a legitimate number one running back. It's just, it's over. I get why Jacksonville doesn't want to pay him if they know the number.
I also feel like, to the texter, the contract for Etienne and the contract for Breece Hall are not going to be the same. If Breece Hall hits the open market, which, I've said this, I think the Jets are going to franchise tag Breece Hall.
I bet if we look it up now, just doing the blind test, I bet Etienne has been better than Breece Hall's been. I just think that Breece Hall plays in New York. We could just do I'll look him up right now on Pro Football Reference. I bet you Etienne's probably been better than he's been.
It doesn't mean that his contract will be better, though, because Breece Hall's 24. That will also affect the calculus.
They're the same age. Breece Hall's 24 years old. He'll be 25 May 31st.
And Travis Etienne's 27. So it's not the exact same. So that's why Breece Hall's contract will be more expensive. But if I'm getting 85% of contract value and the same, if not more, production, then that's how you win in the NFL. You get exceedingly good contract value and production. So, yeah, give me Travis Etienne all day.
Yeah, I mean, now I have so many questions about Travis, how he entered the league so old. He was 23 when he entered the league. I mean, they both played 4 seasons. Breece is going to be 25 years old, and you're right. Etienne, he's 27 years old, and they've both been in the league for the exact same amount of time. Etienne just started college a lot.
Did he play in the COVID year?
He must have redshirted.
He must have taken a red COVID year. I don't know. That's very odd.
Yeah, looking at him. I mean, his career started in 2022, and so did Breece Hall. They're in the same draft class.
That's so weird.
They're in the exact same draft class. Breece Hall was the 36th overall pick in that draft class, and Etienne was the 25th overall player in that draft class, even though he's older. It's a very surprise. It just hit me right there. Wow, that's a very surprising thing. All right, we have found a running back that you would pay. This was a very, very productive hit number 1. I can't wait to see what hit number 2 is.
Number 2.
Let's talk about Mike Dana because he got cut today.
What is there to talk about?
The Chiefs are finally getting under the salary cap.
I'm just asking, what is there to talk about?
The Chiefs saved $9 million today. That's what there's to talk about.
You're answering my question. What is there to talk about with Mike Dana? What is there to discuss? You guys know how many tackles Mike Dana had this year? You guys want the answer?
Is it under 50?
He had 25 tackles this year. You want to know how many sacks Mike Dana had this year? He had 1 sack this season. You want to know how many times he hit the quarterback this year? He had 4 quarterback hits this season. He did not force a fumble. He was not a disruptor in any capacity. Now, Mike Dana, thank you for what you have done. You had a couple of good seasons with Kansas City. You had 5 sacks in 2022. You had 6.5 sacks in 2023. You managed to get Kansas City to give you a second contract. And boy, did it work. When you were on that rookie deal, boy, did you ball out on that rookie contract. The Chiefs then paid you 3 years, $24 million. You gave them 4.5 sacks under that deal for $13 million guaranteed. He got $13 million guaranteed the last 2 seasons and got 12 quarterback hits. They paid him $1 million every time he hit the quarterback. He was a legalized bank robber this past season for the Chiefs. They needed him. They were counting on him. We were all counting on you. And you were non-existent this season. What is there to talk about with Mike Dana?
This is not about him, and this is just random. How was he cut before Jawan Taylor?
I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
I mean,
They're
it
all the
doesn't,
same.
but just every capologist we've had on the show. Well, first things first, cut Jawan Taylor.
They're going to cut him. I mean, they still got time. They don't need to.
No,
they don't
rush.
have to cut him immediately. It doesn't matter. You can't sign anybody right now. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that doesn't bother me. But just Mike Dana, I mean, it's hard to be less productive at his position than what Mike Dana was last year. It's very, very difficult to be less productive. He played in 15 games, started in 14. He got 1 sack. He had 3 tackles for losses. He got 4 quarterback hits. He didn't force a fumble. You were a house cat. They needed a lion. You were a house cat. They needed a tiger. They needed somebody ferocious. You didn't do any of that this past season. Mike Dana, he has Jacksonville Jaguar energy written all over him. He has Tennessee Titans offseason written all over him. He's got AFC South energy, Indianapolis Colts energy. Please get him out of here. Please. He was part of the problem this season. What's hit number 3?
Number 3.
You want to talk about this monstrosity going on at the Sphere upcoming?
Another legalized bank robber.
Because
it's too many of them right now. It's too many bank robberies going on right now. Why are we signing up for this? Who is this fight for? Matt, turn the music down, please. I'm asking this genuinely, honestly. It is 2026. 2026. Netflix clearly has a lot of money to spend. What's your favorite Netflix show? Whatever show it is. Do you wish they had another season? Is there a show that you liked and season 1, season 2, and it just all of a sudden out of nowhere, you just saw a tweet that Netflix canceled the show? I'm sure that's been the case. We all have had a show on Netflix. This is where they're using their money and they're using their resources on fights that nobody is asking for. It is 2026. Who wants to watch Floyd Mayweather fight Manny Pacquiao in the tax evasion bowl? Who wants this? Who wants to see these two guys fight in the Chapter 11 bowl? Who asked for this? The first fight wasn't even good. Now 10 years later, we were clamoring for a rematch. Floyd's broke. Maybe Floyd's not broke in a regular human being sense, but he has to be broke in I cannot continue to afford this extravagant lifestyle that I've created for myself, so I need to do things to go shore up some more cash. That is the only reason I can understand why you would go fight Mike Tyson in the Congo. Mike Tyson. We just saw that man fight 7 months ago. There's no reason to let Mike Tyson get back in a boxing ring. Floyd about to fight him. And Floyd now has found another company to give him money to watch him fight Manny Pacquiao. This 49 and 47 years old. These two old geezers are about to fight each other. I'm disgusted. I really am. I'm disgusted. Who is this for? Who wants this?
Someone has to be watching these fights, and that's why they keep happening.
I mean, they're watching the fights because they just put them on. That's not and I understand what you're saying. That's just not a good barometer to me. It's right there on the Netflix home screen. It's right there, just staring at me. You know what? I never would have watched a man climb a building in Taipei. I just watched it because it was on the Netflix home screen. I was on there trying to watch his and hers, and then you're telling me that this guy's climbing a mountain, climbing a building. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll just watch it. I had no clue that it was happening. So, yes, people will watch it. I likely will watch it. I mean, I've already paid for Netflix. It's going to come on after the LSU Ole Miss game, which I cannot wait for. Please sign me up for that. And I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. I mean, okay, but just who is this for? Who is the intended audience? Who is buying a ticket for this thing? Who's buying a ticket for this? If you spend real American currency for a ticket to go watch these two guys fight each other in 2026, there should be serious legal consequences. Serious legal consequences. Now, someone on the text line says, CDOT, they have name recognition with 99.9% of boxers don't. Your Netflix create name recognition. How do you make new stars? How do you make new stars? You guys watch WWE, right? At some point, The Rock said, I'm not wrestling anymore. At some point, Stone Cold said, I'm not wrestling anymore. You know what they did? They just made new ones. That's how you got John Cena. That's how you got Roman Reigns. It's not like there is a shortage of Americans that want to watch other people fight other people.
To be fair,
create name recognition.
They haven't. Boxing hasn't done that in a long time. You mentioned the WWE. WWE is constantly churning. I don't watch WWE. I know who the tribal chief. I don't know any boxing right now.
Your Netflix. You obviously just got all this money to spend. You're spending it on Ronda Rousey, who hasn't fought in 7 years. You're spending it on Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. Find the two up and coming guys. Put your marketing budget and resources to it, and get America to watch. Netflix doesn't have the ability to do that. They have one of the most powerful home screens in media. Push it to us the same way you pushed it. Rob, how did you find out about his and hers? How do you find out about shows? They give us that nonsense algorithm that tells you the most watched movies and most watched TV shows. No one knows if it's accurate or not. They just tell you to watch it. You're like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. Oh, I didn't know I wanted a documentary on American Eagle. Sure, I'll watch it. Sure, I never watched an episode of America's Next Top Model. I'm watching a documentary on it. I'm like, I don't remember this, but Netflix told me to watch it. Create new stars. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd? Okay, y'all got it. Man's 49 years old and 47 years old. Stop it. Go find some 25 and 26-year-old guys who want to squabble and put on a show. That's all you got to do.
I mean, it is at the Sphere. I mean, if you're going, that'll be cool. Is this the second fight ever at the Sphere? The first one was that UFC event. This one?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that adds a little something.
Yeah, for sure. Someone said boxing hasn't made a new star. I would just disagree. Gervonta Davis, I would say, is a star.
I don't think he's crossed over. I don't think he has crossed over from boxing fans to stardom. That's my point about boxing.
You know what would help you cross over? A big fight on Netflix. That's what would help you cross over. A big fight on Netflix.
It seems like Netflix is more interested in having 20 years ago names draw eyeballs as opposed to try to take the risk of Davis versus whomever and hope it crosses over.
I don't know if you needed to cross over your Netflix. You have all the crossover that you need. All of it. It's right there. Use your marketing tool to promote them and make them a big thing. And get people to watch and get people to tune in. That's what I would do, but I don't know. I don't run Netflix. They obviously have a very successful model. They don't need my help. But obviously they need my help because they're spending money on Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in 2026, which does not excite anybody. All right, we'll take a break. Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about Tyreek Hill and the flirtation between him and the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll also get back to Big Monday. The University of Kansas takes on Houston coming up later today. Kansas has never lost a home Big Monday game as long as Bill Self has been the coach. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of our friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. All you need to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures, lock in your pick on who you think is going to go all the way. whether it's a team to win the championship or win the Western or Eastern Conference. Maybe you think that San Antonio is going to upset OKC out west. Maybe you got any idea who's going to come out of the Eastern Conference. Maybe you like Boston with the possible return of Jason Tatum. Whatever your bet is for the future, visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Remember, play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 of President, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry. For Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the year of the horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Celebrate the Lunar New Year with flavor that runs wild at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense, and that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial cable.
Clogged drains? Call your service tech from AB May to keep your plumbing systems running properly. From drain clearings to sewer line repairs, we deliver reliable solutions with unmatched care and professionalism. Right now, we're offering a $59 drain clearing special. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Call 913-732-9993 or visit abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
This year, flavor doesn't walk. It runs wild. At P.F. Chang's, we're charging into the year of the horse with bold new wok-fired dishes like pork belly bao buns and refreshing cocktails like the Midnight Gallop. P.F. Chang's beloved red envelope tradition returns, adding a surprise element to every visit during the Lunar New Year. Each guest receives a red envelope revealing a special offer redeemable on a future visit. Celebrate the Lunar New Year with flavor that runs wild at P.F. Chang's. Valid for dine-in only while supplies last. Details at pfchangs.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Royals coverage sponsored by Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking.
Spring getaway on the calendar? Start your trip stress-free with Park & Go, open 24/7 with all covered parking, so your car's protected from the elements. Quick shuttle service right to the terminal. Reserve now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family-owned and operated.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Still working the crash with cleanup near Olathe, the 35 northbound just before 119th. You got to scoot to the left to get through here a little quicker. Downtown 35 northbound at Bedford. That's a stall blocking part of the right lane. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Follow the station on Instagram at The Fan 965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
Welcome back into the show. All right, Rob, let's talk about this Tyreek Hill thing again. Are you reading the news the same way that I'm reading the news? I don't want to read anything and people are like, no, it's not what it means. It's not what he said. I feel like I'm a pretty good reader. I mean, this story from Nate Taylor, it feels very clear to me. It feels like this is the second step of the process. That's what it feels like. Step one was the Chris Jones tweet that I said last week. I don't think that Chris Jones tweets that if he knows that there is an issue between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Like, I think that's part of it. Is Tyreek Hill accepted in their locker room? I think the answer is beginning to be yes. Now, the front office, the people that sign the checks, that's different. But does Pat want him around? Does Travis want him around? I think the answer is clearly yes. So that's step one. Team acceptance is number one. Number two is interest from the team. From Nate Taylor of ESPN, while it is uncertain if Hill will be available for his season opener, the Chiefs are expected to monitor the progress of his recovery and training. Step three, to me, is a very clear tweet from very important football people that expressed that Tyreek Hill has been cleared to go back to football activities. And step number four is he's coming back to Kansas City. I mean, this just seems like the most obvious play of the entire offseason that Tyreek Hill is coming back. So I am very intrigued to see, A, what does the Tyreek Hill contract look like? I don't think you can be expecting to get a multi-year deal if you sign in August. That's not really when multiple year deals are coming in. So I don't think this is a money thing anymore. That's one thing I think we can eliminate in this. I'm going to look it up really quickly. Rob, what do you think Keenan Allen signed for? Because I don't remember what he signed for. But remember, we use kind of Keenan Allen's contract as a comparison. Keenan Allen signed in August. He signed with the Los Angeles Chargers. Keenan Allen signed a 1-year, $8 million contract this past season. I think that's what we're talking about with Tyreek.
I actually think Tyreek will be cheaper. If in the piece from Nate Taylor, who will be on the show tomorrow, if in the piece they said there's uncertainty about him being ready for week one, I don't think his price can be more than...
I actually looked it up. I was wrong here. That must have been an old contract. In 2025, I actually clicked on the link on Spot Track. Keenan Allen signed a 1-year, $3 million deal. Yep. He got a $1 million signing bonus, and 2.2 of it was guaranteed. So he signed at nothing and had a pretty decent year this year. Keenan Allen had, 770 yards? As a 33-year-old guy who's been hurt for basically all of his career, that's not a bad contract to go get Keenan Allen on. This is what it feels like we're heading towards with Tyreek Hill.
I think that $3 million deal that you mentioned for Keenan Allen is probably what's going to happen. I also think, and I've said this on the show before, I think it's going to be August before he signs. I mean, maybe I'm taking his own Twitch at too much of face value, but whatever. He said he still has a surgery lined up. If I'm the Chiefs or insert Team X, I will wait as long as possible on Tyreek Hill until it's, DEFCON 0 and we have to make a move. That time is July. That time is August. Tyreek Hill's not running routes at OTAs this summer. When the World Cup is happening, you're not going to get a news alert that Tyreek Hill's a Chief. I think it is going to be, if on one fateful day you're up in St. Joe, you might see Tyreek Hill walk around a 10 jersey and be like, oh my goodness, it's happening. But I think the Chiefs are going to be very patient with him. But I also think, and maybe this interior different, the Chiefs are going to be patient because I think they're going to be aggressive other ways at wide receiver. I don't know pick 9 is going to be Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate, but I think the Chiefs have learned their lesson, and it can't be one dart throw at wide receiver. So I think it's going to be Tyreek Hill plus, and they are willing to be patient on Tyreek Hill and have a flirtation with Tyreek Hill because they know Tyreek Hill's not plan A. He's part of plan like D. That's how I hear it too. He is not the focal point. He's a add-on. He's the late season, can we believe they added him to the fold type of energy.
I will say, if you have an opportunity to pick up what could be your second best wide receiver in August, that's probably something you should do, especially if we think the money's going to be next to nothing. If you're telling me that it's going to be a Keenan Allen-like contract and he's not going to get the big payday because of the uncertainty of what you're talking about, give me a football reason not to at least roll the dice. Let's remove his personal. Give me a football reason if Tyreek Hill can play. Let's say that Tyreek Hill can start playing in October. Give me a football reason not to sign Tyreek Hill to a 1-year, $2 million deal and roll the dice. If you're any contending team, not just Kansas City, if you're any contending team, what's the football reason not to roll the dice? If it doesn't work, you cut him. You didn't give him any money.
I think the health is still a question. That would be
Keenan
the
Allen
biggest.
signed a $2 million guaranteed kind of deal. That's a nothing contract.
If
you
Tyreek Hill
give
doesn't
him the
have
signing
anymore,
bonus, and then he's making $1 million a week. So you're giving in a game by game basis, and I'm sure just based on how it was. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. So it was a 2.25 guarantee. So they gave him that in the beginning, and then any additional money if he got paid $45,000 for every game he was available for. So no money for Keenan Allen this year. Yeah, you roll the dice. And then it was based on how many receptions, touchdowns, all of those things. All things that I think you would live with signing for Tyreek on how productive he's going to be.
I think the only football reason would be, do you think he's going to be back on the field this year? And if he is, what's he look like? Which I think are valid football reasons.
100%.
Like, I'm willing to roll the dice too on $3 million. And if it's 2.2 guaranteed and he's not a thing, you have to eat 2.2, that's fine. It's not my money. I'm fine doing that. But I think at this point, the football reason is obvious. Can he come back to even 75% of what he was? Because we've heard Dr. Chow say it, and I'm not that he's the end-all be-all, but he's got a better medical degree than me or you. You've heard him say it's going to be a long process to be back. He's got another surgery for the injury lined up. If you're telling me he comes back and he's Keenan Allen production, then yeah, it's a great deal. If he comes back and he's Juju Smith-Schuster production, that's a football reason to not want to do it, because Juju Smith-Schuster, while a great guy in the locker room, was not exactly Mr. Productive in 2025. And that's $2.2 million for a guy that ain't doing much.
I am looking right now on FanDuel, and they have Kansas as a 1.5-point home underdog. It's basically a coin flip. Houston is minus 130 on the money. Kansas is plus 108 on the money. They also got a profit boost, so if you want to give yourself a little bit of juice, if you're going to bet Kansas, now's the time to do it. You're going to the game tonight. How confident are you in Kansas winning this game? How are you feeling heading into tonight's game?
I feel very similar to how I felt with the Arizona game. I think that crowd is going, and everyone talks about like, oh, it's a home crowd. You got to face the sixth man. I was at that Arizona game. That crowd was different. That crowd absolutely was a wave of emotion that Kansas rode, and I think it really affected Arizona, especially late. I expect that sort of crowd tonight at Allen. I expect Darren Peterson to play, and I expect him to play well. He played well in his short time against Oklahoma State, and he did not play well against Cincinnati. He has not strung together, went on the floor, multiple bad games in a row. So I don't think he's going to be the 7 for 19 you mentioned earlier. I think he's going to be a productive piece of the offense today.
He also hasn't played in really one of these games since he's been at Kansas, right?
At Carolina?
I'm saying home games.
Okay, then no.
I'm saying home games. I'm saying is the big home games. I guess the BYU, he played in the first half of the game, didn't play in the second half, didn't play in the Arizona game at all. I mean, this is the last big home game that they have left this year. I mean, it's senior day, but it's against Kansas State. They haven't lost since senior day in like 40 years. No one's really worried about them losing to the Matthew Driscoll Kansas State Fighting Wildcats. This is the last big home game of his career, I would say. So I'm looking at it. They got his over-under at 8.5. I'm assuming you were taking the over on 8.5 for him.
Yeah.
I mean, right now you can get...
That's a disrespectful number. I mean, I get why.
You can get Darren Peterson at plus money to score 20 points in this game. Plus money.
That's what
I'm just saying is, but that also, I think, goes to show you where the public is of it is a 50-50 if he scores 20, just because you don't know if he's going to be in the game long enough to be able to score 20, especially against a team like Houston that can play a little bit of defense.
I mean, saying Houston plays a little bit of defense.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know, but that's just that. Also, is not the point.
You can get him to score 30 right now, plus at 10-1 odds.
He ain't scoring 30.
That you like the 25, 4-1.
I would probably take the plus 20 just to get the plus money. I'm not gonna start chasing it now because I've been at games where he was hooping and then he started Theragun playing. I mean, everyone's up at the BYU game. You were at the game. He did the same thing against Missouri. He had like 17, not in the first half, but in like 22 minutes, and then he was on his little bench.
He was cooking Mizzou.
And then I'm done for the day. I'm gonna head back to T-Mobile Center and get some barbecue. I mean, what? It just He did against UCF. There's that famous photo where he's on the bench by himself. He was just, I don't think I can chase 25 points to him as a bet. It just feels like a losing bet.
You taking Flory to get 10 rebounds today, plus 110?
I mean, that's going to be a dogfight in the paint.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one thing Hughes likes to do is bully you around.
What's going up with Trey White, man? He all right? I don't feel like I've seen him hoop in a while.
That's like what KU fans outside Darren Peterson are worried about. I don't know where he went. He took a little sabbatical.
Yeah, what's going on with Trey White? Is he sick? I'm not trying to be funny. Is he 100%?
He had a root canal surgery ahead of Arizona, but that's not. He wasn't playing well going into that game.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
He played well against Oklahoma State, but super. Everyone plays well against Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I mean, against Iowa State, he had 2 points. Against Arizona, he had 4 points. Against the Dogs, he ain't been hooping. So let's see what happens.
It's almost like he's supposed to be a fourth option, but their first option watches the game from the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't wait for tonight's game, but I do think it will be a good, entertaining game. I'm excited to watch it. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. With credit card balances at an all-time high and Golden Oak's 4.5% rate, you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call. Call today and get your cash in as little as 14 days and make no payments for 2 months. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Rob Site Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Site Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Site Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Site Ford.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
This one brought to you by DM Injury Law, North KC. We've got a stall, 35 northbound at Bedford Avenue. Right lane is blocked. Still working with a problem in Olathe. That's a crash, 35 northbound just before 119th, blocking the right lane, so scoot to the left. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
Rob, we get new music. She's been doing these last couple of days. I've never heard this before.
Getting stuff done.
Oh, I see.
Real spring training game opens up a little bit of time for me.
No, that's real. No, I appreciate that. You excited to go to the game today, man?
I am.
Is your wife going? You going with your brother?
Friend.
Oh, okay. You don't want to tell me who it is?
The person I share tickets with.
I'm messing with you.
My
your wife going, no, I'm going with a friend. Tell us more.
my wife goes to the one. My wife's going to go to big Monday games. She's going to be out till 10:30 on a school night? No chance.
She'll
no
be doing
chance.
You know what? She'll be at the K-State game.
K-State, she's probably going to.
She'll be the last one. That's cool. I can live with that. What'd you guys talk about while I was gone on Friday?
Andy Reid met with the media, and he said a lot of words, strung them together, did a good job.
They weren't interesting words?
No.
Okay. I haven't heard them. I missed it, so I didn't hear it. Why don't we listen to some of the words? And I'm now intrigued to hear what he had to say. There's so much Andy Reid in here.
Is that our folder? Because I cut.
I'm in the drive folder. Why is? Oh, okay, this
3.
must be like every Andy Reid ever. I'm sitting here looking at it. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
I think I cut 2.
Something's wrong with our system. I don't know what's going on.
I think I cut everything.
I'm sitting here, I was like, what's going on?
He talked for 12 minutes, and I cut 40 minutes of content.
I'm sitting here. I'm so confused. If you can see the screen the way I would see it, you'd be looking at the exact same thing. What's happening here? All right, let's hear it. Andy Reid in communication with Kelsey. Let's play it.
As long as there's communication, I'm good. That means people want to move forward, and I think that's where Trav is. I'm not trying to put words in his mouth at all, and I try to give him some space here. He's been doing this a long time, and he can sort all that out as he goes forward. But we're proceeding with that, and there is communication going on.
I think that Travis Kelce is coming back. I actually feel very strongly that Travis Kelce is coming back. Nothing about the last 45 days would lead me to believe that Travis Kelce is heading towards retiring from the Chiefs. I feel like it'd be kind of obvious by now. Like when his brother retired from the Eagles, it was kind of obvious that he was going to retire. It doesn't feel very obvious to me with Travis. I think Travis is clearly coming back to play one more season in Kansas City. I'll play this other Andy Reid. I had no clue this happened. Look at that. You're gone for a day, and then look, everything happens.
Well, there's always change. I mean, every year there's there's change that takes place. Is it a wholesale change? No. But we'll figure out the guys we have and what they do the best, and we'll put them in a position there to exploit their strengths and then to work on their weaknesses to get them better. And so that's the base premise there. And then execution becomes an important thing, and how you go about doing that at a high level. And so that's coaching and playing mixed together to make that happen. And, you want to make sure, though, that you get these guys in the right position to where they at least have an opportunity to do that. And then they've got a responsibility to make sure they up their game to do the right things at the right time.
That was Andy Reid as he met with the media on Friday. Rob, before we get out of here, I went out of town this weekend. I was in New Orleans just for a couple of days. I got back yesterday, so I wasn't gone for a very, very long time. While I was in the air, I watched, going there and coming back, I watched the America's Next Top Model documentary.
Fascinating, by the way. I watched it with the wife. Oh, incredible.
You liked it?
I really liked it.
I actually was the exact opposite. I did not like it.
Why?
I will tell you why I didn't like it. I would say 80% of Netflix docs could just be a really good hour and 45 minutes, and they stretch it into 3 1 hours or 4 1 hours when it doesn't need to be. I also felt like it was just a revolving door of repeating the exact same storyline. This is how things were in the early 2000s. Now, in hindsight, we wouldn't have done it that way, which was like an okay story to tell me the first time. Every story, they kept saying that. Man, we did this photo shoot back in 2003. It was really controversial. Now, with hindsight, we wouldn't do this. We realize how insensitive it was. I feel like that was the entire theme of the documentary, which, I mean, I understand this is like one example, but we can do this a lot of times. Like, I don't know. If you are watching yesterday's content through today's lens, you are just going to find problems with almost every single thing that you watch. You and I both love Rush Hour. Think Rush Hour is hilarious. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Rush Hour. Watch it now. It is basically just black and Asian jokes the entire movie that are really, really funny, but probably inappropriate and jokes you shouldn't repeat. But now if we're going back and we're watching Rush Hour through a 2020, I don't want to watch Rush Hour that way. The movie's funny. And I would watch it there and I would laugh at these jokes. So I just don't know if at least that form of a doc, it wasn't for me. I felt like I got everything out of it in the first hour, but I just kept watching and they just kept telling me the exact same thing over and over.
I get what you're saying. Here's why I liked it. It's not just, hey, we told bad jokes and we're looking at things through, modern lens back in old times. Some of these women had long-term effects that are still impacting their lives today because
I agree.
The girl who had the dental procedures, who still has messed up. That wasn't like a, hey, we should have known better in 2008. What are you going to do? Shrug. It's 18 years later, and she's messed up because of that. That's why I found it interesting is like, hey, it's not just we messed up we were fine by the modern times, but in hindsight, we were bad. There was stuff that they probably should have seen coming better than they did.
100%. I would say in some of the examples, I feel like these people signed up for a life, and then once they got the other side of the life, most things, there is a glamour part to it. There is the glitz and glamour and doing all this. There also is, it's a job and it's work. And I felt like some of the storyline is these people signed up to be a supermodel for all the good things and didn't really sign up to be a supermodel for some of the negative things. You're right, there's other things. I mean, some of the stuff was just absolutely ridiculous. We got more time to talk about. I'm sure you and I talk about it off the air too. All right. I'm going to guess that we are going to leave tomorrow's show with Kansas. I'd find it very, very hard to believe that will not be the case. But maybe something will happen. Hopefully it does. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourself. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5.